going to begin by saying that I have met some amazing people since I walked through the door. I have met a gentleman and his name is Brendan. And I also met a Marlene who is just a wonderful lady who is caring and giving. And also Abby who greets you at the front door and she puts this badge on you. And please give them a hand for just being who they are. And so I know when all of you came in, you were ready to dance, weren't you? Because it just felt like you were just ready for some fried pickles or some jambalaya, because we have to give great thanks to an amazing jazz band, and that is the Creative Arts Morgan Village Academy Jazz Band. Give it up. I would like to welcome everyone to the first annual Remarkable Graduates Award ceremony. I would like to also tell you that Patty Jackson, our queen of daytime radio on WDAS-FM, was supposed to be here today. But she is not able to be here, and I am here in place of her. But Patty Jackson would like to extend to each and every one of you her congratulations, also to all the honorees, and also she wants you to know how extremely been very proud that she is of all of your accomplishments. They have not gone unnoticed. I am Mimi Brown of WDAS Radio. I'm a radio personality, not only for WDAS-FM, but Clear Channel under the umbrella of Clear Channel Media Entertainment. It is my honor for me just to fill in for Patty Jackson and to be here with you today, honoring and celebrating remarkable graduates. Tonight you are being honored for not only who you are, but for the greatness that you have shown. And what a pleasure it is for me to be with you. I want you just to take a look around the room a little bit and take a moment and breathe in and savor the moment, because a lot of times life is made up of one moment at a time, 1 second at a time, 1 minute at a time, and as soon as I've said that, it's gone. Look at the person that's right next to you and around the room, because you may be looking at your next. That's right. Your next upcoming president, astronaut, doctor, teacher, scientist, music mogul, inventor. Your road to success is already paved by these steps of accomplishments that you've already have made. And today we're just celebrating you. As for me, and being the first woman on the turntables, the ones and twos, for those of you who know what they are. And I used to spin records, but I was the first woman to be on them and to spin. And no one understood that I heard music in my heart. And I heard music in my mind, and it was in my soul. And I remember my first year at community college in Philadelphia, where my parents said, if you go to college, you're going to have to pay for it yourself. So I had 2 jobs on the side and this music in my head. And they had a radio station that was in the basement of community college in Philadelphia that went as far as the lunchroom, and they didn't allow women to even be there. The only thing a woman could do was do secretarial work, like log the records, put away papers, and they wouldn't allow a woman to do anything. But there was one man who allowed me to not only spin records, but he allowed me to make announcements on the radio station. Only went as far as the lunchroom. But he allowed me to do that. That man is a cameraman by the name of Chemo, and for Channel 6 ABC today. And has been there for over 30 years. And he allowed me to do that. I also recall that I was working and being trained, and I was still in college, working 2 jobs, but I knew that my passion for music did not end there. I met a gentleman, his name was Dr. Perry Johnson. He was the #1 DJ on WDAS radio. He is now and currently a very prominent psychiatrist in California. He does brain scans and all that kind of stuff. Now, at the time that he called himself Dr. Perry Johnson, he had his master's from Temple University, which shows that he was living out a dream that didn't even exist. Sometimes what you say will come to be, so be careful what you say, because it just might happen. But Dr. Perry Johnson gave me the opportunity to train at his club because he wanted girls to come on before he did. And it's never been heard before that there would be a girl DJ at a club. So in order to be the one that would come on before him, you had to be the best. And so I would come after working, and I would come after school, and I would come, and I used to work at a probation department at 18015, and I would go to the Astrodis, and I would work there during the winter, and until 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning in the cold, and they didn't turn on the heat. And the building was on 20th and the Parkway, right across the street from the police department, that tall building. It's all made of cement, so it's colder inside than it is outside. I remember working with my coat on and working with my gloves on. I had to cut the fingers off the gloves because you need the hands for the turntables. And my hands would be like icicles. My feet were like icicles. But the desire to do it was stronger than the cold that I felt. You cannot give up on anything. And nobody understood, not my mother, not my father, not my family, not my friends, could understand the deep passion that lied inside of me. It was a lonely journey. My friends disappeared. My family didn't go anywhere. They just didn't understand me. They complained all the time. You know, what is this music thing? It's not going to get you anywhere. You know, girls don't do that. That's not ladylike. You know, so there are some things that I realized that I had to let go, and I let them go. I let go of the parties. I let go of the dinner dances and the proms. I let go of talking on the phone with my friends to make my dream become a reality, and believe me, it did. Hard work and dedication pays off. Be willing to move forward from this day, knowing that you can do it. Be prepared to do it alone. For it is you alone that is being honored today. For the many nights that you studied, that you listened to your teachers, that you attended class, this is just the beginning of the many awards that you're going to receive in life. Do not give up. Do not allow anyone or anything to distract you from the gift of greatness that lives inside of you. You are not like anyone else. If you think you are, just change your mind. You are not like anyone else. And believe me, that is okay. And that is great. Be open to learn new things because the world constantly changes. Technology and what a job will demand from you or expect from you will constantly change. Be willing to learn new things which will enhance your skills and your opportunities. Dare to sacrifice, and there's a statement, end quote, dare to be great. The difference in me allowed me to be the first African American woman on a rock station called WYSP 94. The second female radio personality in the history of WDAS, the first programming assistant of WDAS, the first woman to have Will Smith as my co-host for the rap show before he ever became a movie star, won a Grammy, the first one to ever play his records before they weren't even good. Okay, this is the truth. And the first female to be a club DJ spinning records in the cold all by myself. This year I celebrate 35 years in radio. And tonight we celebrate you. It certainly is an honor to be here. I just want to explain some things to you as we go along. There are some other events that are going on tonight, including the Brim Medical Arts High School. And we're hoping that some of the students will be able to join us a little bit later on this evening. We're so excited to honor all of you. You know, you're young, you're vivacious, you're inspiring, you're remarkable, you're a graduate. Whoa, tonight is the night. We like to kick things off by introducing to you the president of Camden County College, and I love Camden County College, Dr. Raymond Yanuzzi. 9 of the 24 remarkable graduates intend on attending Camden County College this fall. And as the host campus for this event, we want to welcome Dr. Yanuzzi to say a few words.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
And I want to welcome everyone here tonight, Superintendent Hanford and the faculty and staff. and the parents and friends who've come to celebrate with the remarkable graduates, and mostly the remarkable graduates yourselves. Because you really have shown, as you heard here, that if you have a dream and if you work hard and you focus and you stay focused, you can accomplish great things, and you're going to accomplish greater things in the years ahead. In thinking about tonight's event, they said that the speakers should consider events in their own lives that made them feel like they had something together with the students that we're celebrating here tonight. And you just heard someone who went from the Community College of Philadelphia, right, and then very sister institution, Bill, our vice president back there, also a proud CCP grad, was probably there when you were there. And you're thinking about my own life when I was your age, just exactly this time in my life, 48 years ago. I was a senior in high school, and all of a sudden my mother got very ill, and I had to drop all of the things that I wanted to do in that last semester and focus on taking care of my brothers, coming home from work, cooking food for them, and then going to the hospital. My mother stayed in the hospital for about 6 months, but she finally made it out in time to see me graduate high school. And it was a proud moment for her. I was the first one in my family, the first male Yunutsi to graduate high school, and the first one to go to college. And now, 44 years later, I'm leading a college, and I'm very thankful to the focus and the affection and the support that I got from my family. And you should be thankful for the people sitting around the tables with you here tonight who supported and helped you focus. The one lesson I would say I learned, which has helped me throughout the rest of my years, is that life is going to throw different curves at you. There are different problems you're going to have. There's illness, there's difficulties, there's issues that you're going to have to face. But what you have to do is, as our speaker said, keep a focus on the goal. Keep your eyes on the prize, as someone said once. And divide your time so that you do the things you have to do and discipline yourself to complete the things you have to complete in order to reach your goal. College is going to be very tempting. When you go on from here, those of you who are coming to Camden County College, or those of you who go away to college, you're going to find many opportunities for fun, many things that you can do that will distract you from the focus of your studies. Set aside the time, focus on what you want to do and what you want to be, and you will continue to be successes like you are here tonight. So I congratulate you for your remarkable achievements. You're going to hear more from all of the students who are here tonight, and I congratulate the faculty and the families for bringing you to this point in your educational careers. Thank you very much.
Another hand, please. Thank you so much, Dr. Yamuzi. Some of you will be attending the school. What a remarkable opportunity to get a chance to see him face to face, because you don't always get that opportunity. And that is rare. And this is a rare moment. We like to begin to recognize the individual students. I'd like to welcome Dr. Davida Coe-Brockington, the principal of Creative Arts Morgan Village Academy. Please join me. And also like to ask Superintendent Rohana Barr and Freeholder McRae to join us in front to award the certificate and citation and take a picture. Thank you.
Well, it was certainly nice being introduced by Miss Mimi Brown, who I grew up with on the radio growing up in West Philly, so thank you. That was very nice. I'd just like to thank the entire district, our superintendent, Ruhana Fard, and everyone who put this evening together. It's such a beautiful thing to recognize students who have really persevered in the face of adversity. So I congratulate all of you in this room, but I have the honor of introducing our students who go to Creative Arts. Unfortunately, not all of our students are here tonight, but two of our wonderful students are here who, through their 4 years at Creative Arts, have really made a huge impression. Extremely positive role models every day. They come to school, they do the right thing through very serious adversity and hardship that they've had to face throughout their lives as young children and now as young adults. And they've still done what they've needed to do to graduate high school. And now Ronald Torres, who's on his way to South Carolina State University, who is an instrumental major. and Tyree David, Tyree, I'm sorry, I'm on nervous, Tyrese Daniels, who is one of our vocal music students who has traveled all around the world. He's been to Prague, he's been, well, Nashville, he's been to Puerto Rico with his vocal music. And he's won gold awards and many accolades for what he does in vocal music. So we're very proud of Tyrese. So I'd like to introduce you to our Ronald Torres and our Tyrese Daniels.
Thank you so much, Dr. Brockington. Very much. Now I would like to introduce to you Superintendent Payman Rahan Afard. Did I say that right?
You did. So I'm going to be very brief before we announce our next set of award winners. So this is a wonderful opportunity for the adults in this room and the many other adults who have played a role in your lives to honor each and every one of you. The remarkable graduates in this room are being honored because of your incredible blend of toughness, sensitivity, and humility. And you've accomplished a great deal in your lives in spite of significant challenges. I know a lot of you have heard me discuss that I didn't exactly have a perfect childhood. My family sacrificed a great deal escaping violence and persecution in my home country of Iran before we ultimately arrived here in the United States, where my brother and I had a challenging time learning a new language and adapting to a new environment. But look, I can tell you this, I believe deeply that adversity has made me into a stronger person today, and that certainly holds true for each and every one of you in this room today. When things come easy, you let your guard down, but with adversity, you sharpen your mind, your body, and your spirit. So as you think back on elementary school, middle school, and certainly high school, I hope that you can see these formative years as a period of growth and not as a period of struggle. Lastly, as you guys head off to life beyond high school, I want you to know you're going to be faced with a new set of challenges. Be prepared. It won't be easy. But know this, the fact that you've overcome this round in your life has greatly prepared you for the path forward. You're stronger for what you have gone through. I hope you're as proud of yourself as we are of you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Superintendent Rahan Afard. Now I'd like to welcome Ms. Desiree Hall, the guidance counselor for Brim Medical Arts High School.
Good evening, everyone. Unfortunately, Brim Medical Arts students, they had another event to attend, so none of the students are here. But I'm going to read their names, and a few of the students, I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. Rashida Harmon, Essence Johnson, Taisha Lawson, Deasia Cisco, Jenny Young. Deasia, she has two other siblings, and the mother left the family when she was in first grade. She had expressed to me that she had to be the mother of her siblings. She had to feed them, take them to school, dress them, and also her father was sick, and he was in and out of the hospital. And by her mother leaving them, she was afraid to go to school because she thought that if she came home, her father might have been dead. And she said no other family members ever stepped in to help. With Essence, in the middle of her freshman year, she became homeless. And I know that's a lot to worry about where you gonna sleep at, you know, where you gonna eat at. And so it was very hard on her. And she is going to go to Fairleigh Dickinson. Deasia, she's going to go to Camden County because she's afraid to go too far because she still has her siblings that she has to take care of. And another student, Jenny Young. Jenny Young, she was in kindergarten when her mother became sick. And all through her high school years, her mother was in and out of the hospital. But she said, even though her mother was in the hospital most of the time, her mother would call every night to make sure she had her homework done and everything was going okay with her. And because of that, when her sister had to drop out of school in the 8th grade to take care of her. And her mother had told her, this is something she said, my mother said, without school you cannot be anything in life, and that God can take her the day after I graduate. Unfortunately, her mother passed away in 2011, but Jenny is still driven to success for her family and for herself. Jenny is graduating from Bryn Medical Arts School with the goal of becoming the first person in her family to go to college. She will attend Rutgers in Camden in the fall and plan to become a doctor. And it just goes to show you all the things that our students go through and won't even know what's going on in their life and how resilient they are. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Holm, for bringing all of those beautiful stories here, because they give us strength, and they also let us know that regardless of what you're going through, that you can overcome it. And even if the situation still exists, that you fight through it. And if you keep on fighting, you will survive and you will rise above the clouds. As I mentioned, that Bryn Medical Arts, I mentioned it earlier, Bryn Medical Arts had a conflicting event, but for Ms. Hall just to be here tonight to represent her students and the honorees is just amazing. And thank you so much. Please give her a hand. You said that with your heart. I could feel it. Holding back the tears, you know, and that's one of those nights. But thank you again, Ms. Hall. One of the alumnus from Woodrow Wilson is here from the advisory board. She is the advisory board member. Her name is Taisha Munier. Please join us now.
Hello everyone, good evening. I would like to first congratulate all the students that are graduating. That is the most important step to begin your adulthood. I'm a little nervous, of course. I would also like to inform everyone that I am a recent graduate from Woodrow Wilson. I graduated back in 2005, and I know what is it to say that you finally made it. It's tough. It's a tough and a bumpy ride, but one thing I can say, I can relate to everyone here, all the students, is that being able to stand here in front of everyone and being able to say that I was once you, I was once that student that made those sacrifices and not going out, not making the teenage decision that every other friend of yours will make, it paid off. It would pay off, because look at me now. I'm here in front of all of you. I'm here as a board member, I'm here as a student, I'm here as a friend, and I'm here as a proud daughter. And it makes me proud to see that I was once there in your seats, and now I can stand up here in front of everyone and say that we all made it. And it's gonna be tougher now, because just transitioning into adulthood is just tougher decisions. It's tougher. Life, it's not easy. But if you put your all to it, you will make it, because I made it. And if I made it, you can make it. So if you're all here receiving these awards, is because you are that fighter. You are the one to make it at the finish line. I had something here written down to kind of gather my thoughts more clearly, but it doesn't even, I can't even go to it because I know what is it to be there, to come out, Woodrow Wilson, to come out of East Camden Middle, to come out of Camden High. Because when I came here to Camden, the first school that I had to go to was to Camden High. Because it was a transition to be able to make it to high school. So if I made it, of course everyone can make it. But like I said, it's hard and you have to make those decisions. Those decisions that brought you here today, those are the decisions that you need to make in the real world. Those are the decisions to make when you're out there in college, when you're out there in a trade, to do your homework, to research that paper, to go to the library. Those are the decisions that are gonna make you a better person tomorrow, because without education, you cannot stand up here with a voice and say, I made it. Because no matter where you go and no matter what you become, education is the key to success. Thank you.
Please give her a hand. Advisory Board Member, Taisha Manir. Stories from the heart. Nothing like a story from the heart. And I hope that you were listening to the words that she had to say, because I certainly could feel it, and I know that you could feel it too. At this time, our next School of Honorees is Woodrow Wilson, that Taisha got a chance to mention a little bit of. Can Emma Waring, the Vice Principal, please come to the podium? And after Ms. Waring presents the honorees, one of the students, Alicia Figueroa, did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay, Figueroa Falcon will also share a few words with us. Thank you so much.
Good evening. I bring you greetings from the cultural tapestry of the East, Woodrow Wilson High School. I'm honored to introduce to you two outstanding students. We have two students here this evening. The first one is Alicia Figueroa Falcon. What can I say about Alicia? Alicia Falcon has overcome circumstances in her early life to become a well-adjusted and successful young lady. She developed a positive attitude towards preparing for her future after losing her mother to cancer and her father to the justice system at an early age. She was then raised by her grandmother. Alicia is a student advisory board representative for Woodrow Wilson High School. Though she had her own struggles in grade 9 and 10, she has improved to become class president 3 consecutive years and a student who will graduate in the top 10 of her class. She will major in marine biology and plans to fulfill her goals of becoming a zoologist. She plans to attend Richard Stockton College of New York. Alicia Figueroa. Our next student is Wafa for hot. We call her Wafa. Wafa has made tremendous progress towards adjusting to life in the United States. She is from Palestine. She has a brother at Woodrow Wilson in the 9th grade who speaks very little English, but otherwise they are the only 2 students from her culture at Woodrow Wilson High School. There are 2 teachers who speak her Arabic, and they have helped her in her transition. She integrates well with all students and has planned to continue her education by receiving an associate degree in languages at Camden County College, followed by receiving a bachelor's degree. Wafa would like to be a translator as her career choice. Wafa.
Hi everyone. Good evening. I'm Alicia Figueroa. I'm the recipient of this award for Woodrow Wilson. This award that me and these other students are receiving tonight is because of our ability to continue on through the struggles we have faced. All of us have had to deal with tremendous obstacles, and we have managed to continue on even when life gets hard. I was asked to come up here and share my story. I've never done it before, so I'm a little nervous. Okay, so when I was 2, I lost my dad to the justice system. So he was sentenced to 35 years. So I haven't seen him in a long time, and I won't see him for a long time. At the age of 5, I lost my mother to leukemia. And I said I wasn't gonna cry, but I'm sad. Okay, so growing up in Camden, I know there were people who had it even worse than me, but I always used like the fact that I didn't have my parents as an excuse to just go through the wrong direction in life. I figured if I didn't have anyone, who was I working hard for? All along I had my grandmother. She was there for me when nobody else was. And thanks to her, I've continued to try to succeed. And I am very proud of myself for where I am today. I want to thank her and all the people that have helped me and have motivated me throughout my life, because although I didn't have my parents, I didn't have brothers or sisters or family to run to when I needed help, I always had her and I always had my community. And even when I went down the wrong path in my 9th and 7th grade year, the mistakes I've made have made me a strong person and have made me overcome having the feeling of emptiness. And I've been advocating for my community since 10th grade as class president, or 11th grade as alternate representative, and now as representative for Woodrow Wilson to the Board of Education. And I just want to tell all the students here that have had obstacles, and I know many kids in Camden have had even harder obstacles than I've had. And I just want to say I'm proud of y'all, even if I don't know y'all, for overcoming them, because I know it's hard. If it was hard for me, I know it was hard for y'all. And I know a lot of kids in Camden have overcome their obstacles, because my graduating class is pretty big. It's almost 200. And I don't need them yet. Okay, so thank you everyone from the Board of Education and everyone here for coming and supporting us as students. And a message that I want to give out to all the kids in our community is never let anything stop you from your potential. Thank you.
Good evening, parents and friends. Salam. My name is Wafa Farhat and I'm a member of the class of the 2014. English is not my first language, but I have a dream to speak both Arabic and English to help others to communicate and reach their dreams. Just one year ago, I was living in Palestine. I love my community, family, and friends there, and I miss them so much. America has given me a chance to have a new experience in education, and I plan to continue my education and give back to my family and build a better future for us all. Thank you.
Another big hand, please, for Alicia and Wafa. Alicia, your story that you were able to tell can reach so many people. And I just see you just growing and growing and growing because you do have a story to tell. And people need to hear what it is that you have to say. And Wafa, you don't have to know the language to know that your heart is pure. And that, and just by you walking in here and your desire in order to want to learn a second language, it to me is like, just, you know, a beautiful step. But you walked over here, Wafa, and I could feel your spirit, and it is beautiful. Language barrier or not, can you understand? Beautiful, that is you. So give them both a hand, thank you. I also like to thank Vice President Waring and Alicia. You made such a good point when you said that, you know, there are students that have received help from their family members, their friends, their teachers, and also their school staff. And there are some of those individuals are here today. Please give them applause for helping in any way that you can. Sometimes help is not always financial. It's a word. It's an encouragement. Another hand for those who gave of themselves. Thank you. We would like to honor the Met East honorees, so please welcome its principal, and that is Tim Jenkins. Welcome, Tim Jenkins.
Good evening, everyone. So first and foremost, I would like to thank our superintendent for having this particular event. It's pretty prestigious to me. When I know Brendan sent an email a couple of weeks ago, I was sitting at my computer. We need you to have some students for this ceremony we're trying to put together. When I saw Remarkable Grads, I said, wow, that's pretty awesome. Something like this wasn't available, you know, when I was in high school. So often we celebrate, you know, valedictorians and people, students who are the most high achieving, but we tend, you know, we don't pay as much attention to or honor students who have struggled just to get to where they are. Coincidentally, you know, Jasmine, who I'll introduce to you, is someone who has gone through a lot of challenges, but she is our #1 student. So for her, she's on her way to college and she's doing extremely well. I'll also introduce to you Derek Acevedo and Marcus Radpiece. Two of the students I'm going to introduce to you are students who have sat in my office, one in tears, saying, I want to drop out of high school. School is too tough. Mr. Jenkins, why do I have to do this? One of the students has undergone some very, very personal medical issues, things that I can't comprehend or fathom. I see this gentleman coming to school in pain. It hurt sort of my heart, honestly, to see the things that he had to go through, not only in middle school, but just coming to high school every day. So I really appreciate the ceremony and opportunity to be a part of it. To my boss, our superintendent, I'm certainly going to hold you accountable, as you say. This is something that I truly think needs to happen every year. So I really want to make sure that this happens, and I will do whatever I need to do to make sure it happens. So without further ado, I know I talk a lot. I'll introduce Jasmine Jones, senior at Met East High School. She is our school valedictorian. Mr. Derek Acevedo and Mr. Marcus Radpiece. I believe Jasmine requested a word with the audience.
Okay, well, I don't like talking to the microphone. Can everyone hear me? Okay, so I was one of the students who came to Mr. Jenkins' office in about September crying, asking him to please let me out of Met East. cause our senior year in Medias is like very, very difficult, and so I felt like I was really not capable of taking on the challenges that my senior year entailed. However, now that I sit here, number one, going to college for free, um, I am more than happy to that you did not let me give up on myself, and I am also going to thank my dad. For teaching me to face adversity at the door and don't give up on myself as well.
And this is why we must continue this program every year. So on behalf of Medes High School, as the principal, I would like to officially thank everyone for being here, and certainly, graduates, you guys deserve it. So thank you and have a good evening.
Tears of joy, tears of joy. Thank you, our honorees, and also Principal Jenkins. Well, now it's a very special time because our keynote speaker is here, and his name is Scott McCrae. Now, Mr. McCrae currently serves as a Camden County freeholder. He is also the Assistant Vice President of CamCare Health Corporation, one of the largest primary care providers in South Jersey. Mr. McCrae is a Camden native and the alumnus of Camden High School. He was in 1997 through 1999 an All-American track star at Clemson University, where he received his Bachelor's of Science degree in Public Health and Health Science in 2001. Mr. McCrae began his career with the American Cancer Society and later worked for Cooper University Hospital, where he has had a key role in enhancing outreach efforts in Camden City Public Schools, as well as faith-based and community grassroots organizations. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. McCrae.
Good evening. It's always kind of humbling and embarrassing to hear that because I feel old a little bit. But no, first of all, I just wanted to thank everyone for coming out tonight, and especially the superintendent and his staff for thinking of me for this honor. I don't know how much of a keynote it is because I don't think there's anything I could say that could enhance this night any more than the few students that have gotten up here and spoken. So I wanted to give them a round of applause one more time. And I think most of all, and I think it was alluded to earlier, it's the family and friends and support and the support groups that actually go hand in hand with this night, because none of these individual students would be here if it wasn't for their community, their mothers, their fathers, their grandparents, the uncles, the surrogate mothers and fathers. You go on and on and on. So let's have them stand up and give them a round of applause too. Before I go any further, I want to thank not only the board staff that is here, but the advisory board members that I see here. I know President Blackshear is here, Vice President Wilson is here, along with countless others. Thank you for your continued support as we continue to make the Camden City Public School District the best that it can be. As it was said, yeah, I graduated Camden High in 1997 and was blessed to do a lot of interesting things, along the way, and I thank God every day for some of the things that I'm blessed to continue to do. But, it's one of the things when you hear students get up here and talk, you remember where you were. 17 years ago, I graduated Camden High. Do the math on that one. Did I look that old? Tell me. I'm only playing with you. But really, 17 years ago, and I remember how I got there, and I remember how I got out of there, and I remember events like this. Tim Jenkins, Principal Jenkins, I'm sorry. We affectionately call him Juice. I'll let that out the bag. You know, we actually went to high school together as well. But I didn't have an opportunity to go to things like this because I just wasn't that type of student. You know, I was an athlete. You know, not that I didn't try hard, or that athletes didn't go to things like this, but it just wasn't my thing. I was very much into what Camden was, and a lot of the things that my family had instilled in me. And I always kind of go back to a period of time, and I hope this motivates some of you. When I left Camden High in 1997 and started, you know, my career as I saw it only at Clemson as an athlete, and a lot of the things that Camden was to me that I took with me. But it was a lot of the negativity. You know, I took this bravado and I took this swagger, you know, this Camden swagger. You see how kids came up here today? They were a little nervous, but by the time they got behind the mic, they got it together, because that's that Camden swagger. You know, that's all those things that people see on the outside that are negative, but somehow when the lights are on and it's camera action, you kind of put it together, because that's that swagger. You know, and you wake up some mornings and you say, out of all the places I could have been born or I could be living, I'm living here. And then I still got to wake up every day and deal with real life stuff. But I live in Camden, you know? Think about that. You got to deal with reality. But then but compounded on that, you're still living in this city. But sometimes you think about the positive in that, you know? It's that swagger that we have. And you're going to hear me talk about that in a few minutes. But I went to Clemson, went down in a full scholarship, was in the best shape of my life. I'm running, I'm traveling, I'm doing all these great things. And I was partying hard. Partying hard, super hard, you know? Because all the negative things that I remember about this city are the things that I took with me. I didn't turn those things into a positive. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't turn those negative things into a positive, but I learned to. By the time my freshman year was over, you have first semester, second semester, fall semester, spring semester, however you want to look at it. You know, I carried about 30 credits, 15 and 15. I had a 0.9 GPA. 2 semesters, 0.9. You can take that down. The press is here. Write it down. Freehold McCray, freshman year. 0.9 GPA. Okay? And that wasn't because I was dumb. Okay? That's because I took that negative Camden swagger with me. I didn't care. I was from Camden, New Jersey. Read about it in the paper. You want it, you got it. You understand what I'm saying? But I lost everything I worked for. Not just the 4 years in high school running track, it was a lifetime to that point of things that people had instilled in me. Things that my grandmother instilled in me, things that my mother instilled in me. You know, everybody has some sort of the same story. We're just not, I just don't remember you or me being where you are. I'm looking out and this is like a mirror, because we're all the same people. We're from here. Everybody has the same story. You know, everybody has someone that we've lost or someone that's missing. You know, and that's the catch in Camden. We always got to deal with that before we go out and just face life. That's what I was talking about. But that negative swagger stuff is what I lived with every day when I was at Clemson that freshman year. 0.9. Try telling that to your mother. You know? And I lost it all. I had to leave. Was on academic probation. Didn't matter how fast I was. Didn't matter how good shape I was. Didn't matter how many races I won that year. You understand what I'm saying? Get out of here. Okay? We don't want you here. And that took me a long time, a year, to work back, to get all of that back. But what I did is I turned that negative swagger that I had into the positive stuff, okay? Because I'm out there on the island by myself. It's just me, 18, 19 years old. What do you want to do with your life, okay? You've heard so many people say you have potential, but it means nothing unless you put it into action. We all can achieve so much, but if we don't put that into action, it means absolutely nothing. Tonight, for the 24 individuals that actually received awards, it means nothing if you walk out of here, you don't put that potential into action. You'll be looking at this 20 years from now, I remember that night I was at Camden County College, they gave me this award, it was good food, the band was playing. Nobody will remember unless you put it into action. So I use that Camden swagger. Everything I had to do to get to where I was, and this is what I want you to use. How you had to fight, sometimes maybe run, sometimes cry, laugh with your friends. All of those things that make you who you are, that make us who we are, I had to use that to get back to where I wanted to be. And I had no idea that I would be a freeholder or be working at Cam Care, but I found myself. The things that I thought I wanted to do at 18 are so far-fetched from what I'm doing at 35. A father, a single father at that. You understand what I'm saying? Let no one discourage you from the foundation that Camden is giving you. Don't get caught up in the rhetoric, okay? Don't get caught up in the rhetoric. I'm gonna close with this. About 2 years ago, my house caught on fire. The abandoned house next door, squatter got in, she was getting high, lit the whole block on fire. Now the house that I bought was 100-some years old, right behind Cooper Hospital, right? That house actually was caught on fire twice, to be honest with you. Before I moved in, we're getting it fixed up and another squatter got in there and they set it on fire too. But let me digress. So anyway, so the second fire, lost everything. Everybody's safe, we were blessed, okay? But I'm walking through this house, I moved back in, and I'm downstairs in the basement. And I'm looking around saying, gosh, what a great foundation. This house has been through so much, but it's standing. The foundation, the fire, the wind, the water, it doesn't matter. People breaking in, ripping out pipes, it doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, that foundation gives me what? A haven for peace and family and laughter and success. So far, this city, this school district has given you a great foundation, okay? It's giving you the foundation to go off and do some great things, to play music, to sing, to go swim with whales. Who's going to swim with the whales? Yes. To do all these great things. Your foundation is here. My .9 story is just that. It was about grades, but it was so much more than a GPA. It was an experience. Some of you have experienced that .9 in your life. You understand what I'm saying? Some of you may experience more. And I hope there's no English teachers in here, but believe me, you ain't seen nothing yet, because life is going to give it to you harder and harder. But you got the foundation to get through any .9 in your life. Congratulations to each and every one of you, the families. You're great. Keep supporting all these students. Thank you.
Thank you, Freeholder McCray. Come on, give it up. He didn't even need a script. A .9, really? Now you see what a .9 can take you. Look at him now. Come on now. We learn through the highs and through the lows, and most times we learn a whole lot more through the lows so that we can get a little bit higher. Right now, we'd like to bring to you Principal Woodridge, and she's going to speak with us. And Sharon Woodridge, please join us. She's the principal of Camden High. She would like to say a few words about her remarkable grad.
Good evening. They saved the best for last, I see. Castle on the hill. So let's just get this started and end it with a bang. All right, give me a minute. So there are thousands to tell you that it cannot be done. There are thousands to prophesize failure. There are thousands to point out to you one by one the dangers that wait to assail you. But just buckle in with a bit of a grin. Just take off your coat and go to it. Just start in to sing as you tackle that thing that cannot be done, and you'll do it. To Superintendent Rahana Fard, to our advisory board, to my esteemed colleagues that are gathered here, honored guests, parents, but most importantly to the remarkable graduates that are here, congratulations. I consider it an honor and a privilege to stand before you this evening on behalf of Camden High School, a place that I love. I didn't graduate from there, but boy, I wish I had. I went to school in Philadelphia. My experience was such that at the time when I went to school, I shared with the students, I was at a place where people didn't look like me. And so my journey was very difficult. And I had folks to tell me, you're not going to college. Forget about it. Girls like you don't go to college. But I had one really nice African-American teacher who said, yes, you are, and yes, you can. And I went to Cheney University. Whew. And there I found everybody looked like me or close. And I fooled around and lost my mind and almost did what you did. But I recouped and regathered, and I was able to graduate from there. And then folks said, Cheney's not a real school. Yes, it is. Prove it. So I went to Temple University to get my master's, graduated with honors. So Cheney was the foundation. I'm proud to say I graduated. So tonight, Camden High School is going to do things a little different. I'm not going to stand before you and talk about our young people. I'm going to have them share their stories with you. And I'm happy to say they're all here. We're going to go in order. And they're ready. Camden High is always ready. So I'm going to bring up Miss Monica Boyce. Please come up at this time. She's just going to give us a few words.
Good evening. Going through high school, it wasn't easy. I've been through fights after fights after fights. But then what made me realize that life is too short to waste time is when I lost my cousin in a fire. Made me realize that life was too short to just fool around and just worry about what other people are doing, not worry about myself. So with her being gone, I realized that I need to make more smarter decisions for myself so I can graduate. And I'm an amazing senior at Camden High. My plan is to attend Delaware State. I got accepted. And my major is performing arts. And my motivation also is my mother. She's always there for me and always there to let me know that no matter what, I can do whatever I put my mind to. Thank you.
All right, so next we have Miss Brianna Dean, who is our yearbook editor. And Brianna had surgery. She had all her wisdom teeth taken out. And she said, I'm not missing this. I have to be here. So her words are going to be very limited.
Good evening, everyone. I had to grow up very fast in life. My mom was in a very bad car accident, and she lost her life, but they resuscitated her, and she's here with me. Not today, but she's here physically. My dad has been in and out of jail since I was a little girl, and I haven't seen him in 8 years, but we keep in touch. And I try to still have that bond with him, even though he wasn't there for me. And at home, I help my mom. She's a single mother of 7, raising seven kids on her own. I try to help her out, and she told me the only job I have to do is to finish school and go on and do better things for myself. And I'm a part of a lot of activities at school. Yearbook, IPLE Model Congress, Jobs for America's Graduate Program, and I'll be graduating number 3 in my class with a 3.2 GPA, and in the fall I will be attending Morgan State University. With hopes of becoming a criminal justice lawyer. And thank you, everyone, my friends that came with me, and everyone here that believed in me, and I feel so honored to be here. Thank you.
Next, we have Miss Lanaya Lawrence.
good evening. Throughout my years of high school, I've been through a lot with my mom and my household, and I'm just glad to be here today. I want to thank everybody that believed in me, because it's very hard.
We're proud of you.
And before I'll be attending Camden County, I want to become a nurse, and then I'm transferring to Virginia State. Thank you.
We will now hear from Mr. Karim McClendon.
Man, y'all guys have me all emotional. My name's Karim McLaren. Thank you. Well, first of all, yes, I am a senior at Camden High School, class of 2014. How can I start? I'll just tell a little brief story of myself. I am the oldest out of 6 siblings, 2 from my mom, the rest from my dad. My dad has been in jail ever since I was 2 years old, and my mom's been raising me ever since then. And also, my mom is also fighting with immigration that also is stressing her out, but she's still pushing it, and she also, because every day, I really don't want my mom to go nowhere, because I don't want to lose my mom at all. I really love my mom too much for her to leave now. But I pray to God every day. I pray to God every day to make my mom stay. Because I really don't want to lose my mom. And she's still got my little brother, my little sisters that is there to take care of. We've been doing so much together, and I'm doing the best I can to make her proud of me. I will be attending American Musical Dramatic Academy in New York City, and I will become an actor, a best actor like Will Smith. All right, thank you.
Last but certainly not least, Mr. Sean Miles, Jr.
Hello, everyone. I'm very nervous right now. I want to thank my mom and my dad for making me and achieving my goals. And I want to thank Camden High. I want to thank Camden High for keeping me going, and I will be attending to Benedict College this fall.
I also want to make sure that I share that I am not the only principal, that I have a partner. His name is Mr. James Thompson. I think did he graduate with you? Yes. Okay, so I just want to make sure everybody knows I'm not the only principal. That's my co-principal, Mr. James Thompson. Yes, I know. Thank you. Thank you. Go in order. And then Brianna, go in order. And then Alana.
Thank you so much, Principal. I would like to thank you not only for being here, for your wisdom and your words of wisdom, Principal Woodridge, and also for presenting the students that were being honored today, because I'm telling you, it's hard to like keep a dry eye in the house, isn't it? When you realize that what somebody else is going through, or what it is that they're facing. When a young man is talking about his mother and immigration. And my nieces, who married my nephew, she faced immigration situation. She's Samoan. And so therefore, I was with her to watch in line as some people were not able to stay and be a United States citizen. But I'll tell you one thing, wherever you go, allow the positive and the beautiful things that the people that you love in your life to stay with you, wherever you go. A friend of mine, Fatima Gamble, who is the wife of Mr. Kenny Gamble of Philadelphia International Records, she always said to me, and I say it on the radio every Sunday, when a negative thought comes into your mind, you just say, I nullify that thought. Just say that I nullify that thought. I will not allow it to enter my mind, my body, my spirit, my soul, my being. I will not walk with it, and it does not live here anymore. Right now, I'd like to bring to you, for some final words, please, our superintendent. If it had not been for him, his dream, his thoughts, probably stayed up a few nights and, with his beautiful baby and family and said, I've been thinking about doing something really wonderful. And this is really wonderful because this is the first. And the first means there's going to be another one. Ladies and gentlemen, Superintendent of Hanathon.
Thanks, Minnie. Yeah, it's nice of you to say that, but I'm about to acknowledge a number of people who played a much bigger role in this event than I ever did. We want to make this event continue. Principal Jenkins, thank you for your comments and wanting to hold us accountable. So Juice will follow up with you and continue the conversation. I want to first acknowledge our board members, Minister Wasim Mohammed, Board Vice President Martha Wilson, Ms. Teresa Atwood, who's a new board member, Scott Burley, Taisha Munir, who you heard from, and of course our board president, Catherine Blackshear. I'm sorry, Ms. Coscarella, I didn't see you when I walked in. Good to see you, Ms. Coscarella. So, this idea was actually born out of conversations with our advisory board members. They are champions of the children here at Camden. And I can tell you one distinct conversation I had with our board president, Ms. Blackshear. And we have, as you can imagine, some one-on-one discussions from time to time. We try to get breakfast together. And she once sat me down and said to me, go to your children. Spend more time with your children. You're spending too much time with the adults. And very often, people in my role, we do spend too much time with our adults. And I just want to acknowledge her and that message, and we try to respond. And this is just a really tremendous event to be able to honor our students. Lastly, I just want to acknowledge some of the district staff who played a significant role here. Marlene Coleman, Ashley McGrath, Tia Morris, and Brendan Lowe is really the captain of this entire effort. So a huge, huge thanks to Brendan Lowe. It is really our honor to have thrown this first annual Remarkable Graduates event, and we look forward to seeing some of you back next year and continue to honor more students. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent. What an honor for all of us to be here today. Thank you, remarkable graduates. You certainly have deserved this honor. You did not get it just by thinking about it, dreaming about it. You got it because of your hard work and dreaming about it as well. I just like to thank you because my evening has been complete. It's been filled up with the joy of everything that you've said to me. It gave me an opportunity to realize how far we all have come, to be thankful for the little things because the little things add up to very big things. Be thankful for the moments and savor this moment. Hold on to it, because when times get a little bit rough, just remember the night that you received the remarkable graduate award for the things that you have done.
I'm sorry, Ms. Brown, I know I'm a little out of order here, but I had to at least acknowledge our city councilman that's here tonight, and we're doing nicknames. OG, Arthur OG Barker, representing city council.
You must recognize the city council. Thank you, OG. We have a lot of things that are going on for you. I just want to mention to you, students, first of all, this evening has been a personally moving experience for me. Thank you for what it is that you shared and what it you gave to me in my life that I can share with my audience on the radio. To know that you can, that you will. Somebody told me when I was studying for a real estate exam, and I was living in Arizona at the time, and I took a break from radio, and I was living in Arizona, and I'm not going to tell you how many times I tried that exam and failed. I'm just not going to tell you. And I was walking around in the desert, tears in my eyes, just crying. And a friend of mine called me on the phone. He was a firefighter from Philadelphia. And I was crying. I couldn't even get the, you know, you had to study like 16 chapters, and then you have to study all this law and all this other stuff to pass the real estate exam. So, and he told me, say these 3 words, and I said, what words? He said, I can. I said, I can. He said, I will, and it's easy, and it's not easy, it's not easy, just say it. And I kept saying it and saying, I can, I will, and it's easy. I can, I will, and it's easy. And the more I said it, the more easier it became, because I had put a block in my mind that it wouldn't be easy. I would never accomplish it. I had failed that exam so many times. You had to pay every time you fail. I had to scuffle to get the money to pass. You know, just to take the exam again to pass. Finally, after numerous times, I'm not going to tell you how many, I passed the exam because I put in my mind that I can and that I will do it. And I'm not going to let anything block my mind and to stop me from being able to do it. And I passed it. And I became a real estate agent in Arizona. Just want to tell you some of the other things I can do. Anyway, I want you to give yourselves a round of applause because tonight is your night. Thank you so much for allowing me, Mimi Brown, and thank you so much, Patty Jackson. Even though she wanted to be here so badly, her schedule is like this. It's like a super jammed, and she wanted to be here. She shares her love. I'd like to thank Patty for allowing me to be here to experience this moment with you, because it is indeed very, very special. All of you deserve this honor. Take it with you and put it somewhere where you can look at it often. Carry it with you. You can put a chain around it, you know what I'm saying, you know. Or make a picture out of it for like a ring or something like that. But anyway, make sure that you look at your honor often, because you certainly do deserve it. And we're going to give you not only, we have some food, so we want you to hang out for a little bit, enjoy each other, share some stories, so some food and things for you to drink out there, refreshments. And also, if you need your parking validation, please let one of the district team members know in the lobby so that they can take it right to the right location, and make sure that you get to the right location. Right now, we're going back to where it all started. We're going to take you New Orleans style. Let the band play, let it begin. Our Creative Academy Morgan Village Jazz Band, give it up, because here they come. Let's do it.